And Matthew, I admire your jokes.
That was good. I have to give you that one. That one was good. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to D&D&D&D&D campaign number 2 of Black Ink and Blue Blood. When we last left off, the party began their journey north from the Tabedra city of Rosewick to find the long-abandoned settlement of Tabedra Farms. Lying in a long, competed over crossroads between the kingdoms of Barbarous and Tabedra and the Weiss and Sardom. This area, Caleb and Zephyr already know, is very dangerous, or at least it used to be, back before Tabedra and Barbarous allied and managed to circumvent Weissen's influence in the area. Now, what little members of the Sardom come through here is trade caravans that are quickly, shall we say, absconded with. But travel is a little bit limited, as this is indeed the month of blizzards. An unexpected storm has blown through the area of the Sprintwood as the party was making their way out of the city. And while they pushed through the night and managed to keep themselves warm and avoid the worst of the cold, it's getting harder and harder to keep yourselves warm. While the snow is beginning to lighten, it is still falling, and you have stopped for the day to set up camp and figure out a course of action before your horse freezes to death. Caleb, currently cocooned in a sleeping bag. What's-is setting up camp and lighting a campfire. Tuco, you've been keeping your paws warm, mostly by chemical reactions ignited in the back of the cart without blowing everything up. But at this point, it is mostly the fire and the blessed coverage from the wind that the trees are providing you. As you all gather around What's-is campfire, and the horse gratefully collapses in front of the heat source and begins to rest finally after like a sleepless day of trudging through the cold. You all find yourself in the dimly lit Sprintwood. Everything is covered in snow and pretty much silent. What's-is, you know that, at least by Caleb's reckoning, you're going the right way, although given that the snow may have slowed your travel or disrupted it, you're not sure exactly how close you are to your destination. But you know, or at least you're confident, you're at least on the right track.
Okay, guys, I have an idea of how to figure out how close we are. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I was actually just going to ask, what do you guys want to do?
Oh, perfect. What's your idea?
All I have to do is fly straight up and look around. Maybe I can see it.
It's worth a try.
What do y'all think?
I mean, sure, go for it.
I don't see
think it's
anything
worth a
wrong.
Try.
Okay, I will activate my rocket boots and fly 40 feet straight up into the air.
Okay. What's-is, you take off into the sky with your rocket boots, leaving the rest of you with the grateful warmth of a campfire and a sleeping horse. Is there anything the rest of you would like to do while What's-is does his scouting?
I out one of the
All right. Lucy and Tuco?
I mean, what is there to do?
Well, you've gotten the camp set up, so you at least have a source of warmth. You don't have to do anything, but you know, if you have any items you want to attune to or swap around, you can do that. You can go down for a short rest if you just want to get some sleep, or you can take a look around, see what's in the area if you're willing to stray from the campfire. I'll say basically, as long as you're not gone for longer than an hour, the cold will not actively harm you. At least to the point of it starting to take a physical toll on you. So you have options.
Yeah. And where are we exactly? Are we just like in the middle of nowhere?
You are out in the Sprintwood. It's the forest that surrounds the Tabedra territories. Basically just big forest, but it's snowy. You're on the way to Tabedra Farms, and Caleb is confident you're going the right direction, but you don't know how close you are yet, which is why is taking off upwards to get an idea.
Okay. Yeah, he'll probably just wait on his report back.
Okay. Lucian, anything from you?
No, I'm just gonna try to help keep Caleb warm, rub his shoulders, you know, heat him up.
Okay. And Caleb, I'm assuming you're just gonna stay by the fire in your sleeping bag?
Yeah, he was gonna try to take a nap because he didn't sleep very well.
Yeah, that's fine.
But apparently Lucian had other ideas.
How's that?
Sorry, I'm just trying to help.
I think I'll be good with the fire.
I think it's the fact that she's touching him is preventing him from sleeping.
Oh.
Daft Punk.
Daft Punk.
Daft Punk. Since everybody else is saying it.
Zephyr, if I recall correctly, which of the 4 rings have you identified? I have the list in front of me. I just want to make sure I remember correctly which ones you have already identified.
I believe I've only identified them. One is the protection.
And the Ring of Invisibility. Okay. So you have a black ring with red rims and a pure silver ring, which I believe the silver one was the one you wanted to try out, yes?
Yeah, that's the one. Silver one.
Okay.
Cursed.
Tuco? You're a Daft Punk too, I'm afraid.
You're really Daft Punk.
It's always one or the other. Tuco? Caleb? Lucian? You, with nothing better to do beyond staying warm and out of the cold, you watch as Zephyr begins to kind of curiously fiddle with the silver ring. I will say on a closer inspection, Zephyr, now that you're looking at it very closely, you can see that while it is, again, a bright, gleaming color, that appears to be sort of a coating, although it seems unnatural given its resistance to wear and tear. And as you take some experimentation, you realize that the ring has a small hidden button that, on being hit, reveals a small hooked blade. I will say you have identified this as a ring of swarming stabs. Twice per day, as long as you are flanking the opponent, you can use a bonus action to do an additional 1d6 point of damage if you make a successful melee attack. And this does count as a sneak attack, in case your prior attack does not trigger it. Sort of. It's actually a Pathfinder item that I'm introducing into 5th edition. Yeah, just note down that you have it, and I'll make the full version over the next week. But yeah, so you can basically, while flanking, do extra damage by using this ring as a weapon. It is this kind of hooked karambit blade that comes out of the knuckle when you hit a button towards the palm. What's his? Roll perception at disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Okay, let's see. So,
Not one?
I only, yeah, not one. My dice are betraying me.
Is he gonna get lost now?
What's is, as you take to the sky and begin to look around, it's very difficult to see. It's snowing, you're high up, it's cloudy. Not exactly ideal conditions for scouting, but with some effort, you realize you can see what you're looking for. Heading northward, you can see that kind of hidden in a small nook in the trees is what you can see to be the outskirts of a settlement. You can see buildings and fires.
Fires. I thought this place was supposed to be abandoned. Hey guys, I see it. There's actually fires. It actually looks like there's people there.
Which direction did you look?
North.
That is the direction it's in, right?
Can I see him at all?
He's up above you, but you can see him.
It's. What were you gonna say, Matthew?
Is he? I'm sorry.
And yeah, while you do need to be heading north-ish, technically you need to be going northeast. So he may be he's close, but he may be a little off, although you admittedly aren't positive.
I did want to ask, since I can see him, can I see which way he is facing or pointing? And since I have my little feet, can I see if it's actually north?
Yeah, he's pointing north.
Okay. And Caleb, you said it was north, right?
It's northwest, right, Matthew?
East.
East. It's northeast.
Hmm.
If you're looking straight north, you're not looking at it. I guarantee you there are no fires in it. I don't even think he needs to roll history to know that.
Everything you've heard says that the settlement is abandoned and nobody can go there even if they wanted to.
You're probably looking straight north, so you're not looking at the right direction. Look northeast.
Can I try to look northeast?
What was your roll without disadvantage?
You mean the first roll?
Basically, what would it have been if it had been flat?
A natural one.
The first roll was the net one. There literally isn't even a point to roll at that point. To roll the second one at that point.
You could roll 2 nat ones in a row.
I mean, would that even affect anything?
No.
Not in this game, although fun fact, in Pathfinder it actually does.
In Pathfinder, if you have advantage and or if you have like disadvantage and roll 2 nat ones.
It's snowy, it's hard to see. You can't see anything in the direction Caleb's indicating. Although I'll say you can't see clearly enough to definitively say there's nothing that way. It's just a fog of snow and the concealment of tree lines.
I'm sorry, my little elf eyes don't see enough.
My little elf eyes.
Look, if we just keep traveling northeast, we'll get there eventually.
Okay, well, I'll keep first watch.
Is it night, by the way?
Lucian, since you're an elf, why don't you do second watch?
I was just going to volunteer to do first if you want to take a little bit of a rest. I mean, I just slept, so I don't mind.
Is it night?
Oh,
It's actually early morning. You guys, basically those of you who slept woke up and then pulled over to make camp because the horse was about to drop dead.
but yes, I guess I will go to sleep.
yeah, pull Star Wars, sleep inside of it.
Well, that's what the Russian soldiers did. They would drink the blood of the horse and crap to keep themselves warm.
Yeah, so basically, as What's-His reports back, I'll say, you guys, your options are you can stay here for the day. You'll have a heat source to keep the worst of the cold off you. See if the blizzard lightens, or you can huck it from here on foot. Which means your horse will, as long as basically as long as you give the fire enough kindling to last a good chunk of the day, your horse should be fine. But obviously, you'll be traveling on foot in a blizzard.
So how does forest fires start again?
Forest fires are started whenever a forest is incredibly dry. Given that it has just snowed all day, this forest ain't going to be dry for days.
When I went to a bachelor party, it was apparently a fire ban because it was just too dry. And that night, it rained like heavily.
Oh, dang.
Wow.
Well, What's-His wants to get a nap in.
All right, so you
Because
guys
he
want to rest
stayed
here?
up all night.
All right.
Just give me 4 hours, guys, and then we'll move on.
No, the horse needs the rest, and so does everyone else. We might as well do it now before we get into the city. Or into the farm, or what the fuck we're doing.
Okay. As long as you guys take the time to keep the fire going and basically don't start stripping, you will not have to make rolls against the blizzard. Everyone seems relatively in agreement to settle in place, give yourselves and the horse time to recoup from the trek, and then finish the last leg of the journey in the morning, maybe when things are a little easier to traverse.
Basically, full-blown morning rather than start of the morning.
Yeah, it's like dawn, basically. That being said, you guys have a day to basically just, chill. Anyone who needs to do attunements or any abilities that require like a long time, this is a good time to do it.
I do want to do a
Otherwise-
few things, so just
All right, well-
come back to me when everybody else is done.
Of course, we'll circle back to you. Zephyr, again, you have pretty much you have at the very least like the next several hours. So, anything you want to do?
I'm keep looking at my items. What's keep?
Okay. What's his? Caleb?
Caleb was just going to.
What's-His
stay
is
near
going
the
to
fire.
sleep.
Okay. All right. And I will say,
Yeah, when I get my
basically gonna
a longer rest and
okay. And Tuco, I will say, for your benefit, you do have the ability to, if I believe, create an additional. If you want to trade out any of your infusions, you can use times like this to do that. So if you're not really making use of any of your current infusions, you can swap them out if you like.
I mean, I haven't had much chance to use any of them anyway, so maybe later.
Okay. Tuco, as you make a few cursory checks to make sure everything is good before you start settling in, Zephyr, you turn your attention to your final ring, a black one with red rims. As you attune to it, you realize that while wearing it, your teeth have gotten longer. sharper. You attune to what, Tuco, you recognize, given that it is from your area, as a ring of rat fangs.
Huh. Had to get a laugh out of him.
Zephyr, you now have access to the bite attack, which can be made as a bonus action. Like how the lizard folk race has. And Tuco, roll me history or arcana, your choice.
For
This for the ring, to see basically how much you know about it.
okay.
Yeah, you can just pick which stat you want. Just tell me which one it is, so I can, so I know how to flavor your knowledge.
14 plus 2, so 16.
Okay. I'm going to privately message you what you know.
Okay.
In the meantime, the rest of you feel free to roleplay amongst yourselves, as those who aren't sleeping just settle in to stay out of the cold for the day.
Tippity tappity. Oh, I see. Oh, Tuco kinda. Who has this ring?
Zephyr.
Yeah, Tuco would kind of look to it, scoff before he looks again, thinks about it, and he's like, "Yeah, wear it sparingly."
Probably won't.
All right. You have identified.
It's almost just like a. That's funny. Oh wait. Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh wait, shit.
Because he's usually. I'm imagining he's seen other rats wear it, so it's like, haha, you become even more of a rat.
Mm-hmm. Zephyr, as you agree with Tuco's assessment, you freely take the ring off. However, you are still considered attuned to it until you attune to something else. Is there any? You have plenty of time. Is there any other items you wish to identify while you have the chance, or attune to and see what they do?
Where did he even get the ring from?
He raided the Tabedra treasury, and it was one of the items they had stolen, presumably from an underling that wasn't as lucky, or from someone who had gotten it from an underling, and then the Tabedran stole it from them.
Oh, it's a pity for them.
I don't Or is it, identifying and all that? Still have my cloak.
All right. Yeah, you already know one is a cloak of elven kind. So you have a stony gray cloak and the black cloak.
At least I have a very good idea. Character.
Just realized I can heal people. I didn't know that.
Well, now you know.
But I have a good idea what that stony.
Okay.
Do I see him trying to identify these items?
Oh, yeah, he's just kind of like fiddling with them.
Okay, Lucian will look over. Do you want help with that? I have magic. I could just, identify them for you.
The idea.
Okay, of course. I mean, whatever.
You all watch as Zephyr fiddles with the cloak, and Zephyr, you eventually realize, as you had keenly observed in the last session without me even mentioning it, that this cloak does bear an uncanny resemblance to the stealth suit that you currently have, which is a edict artifact. Tuco, for reference, since you weren't here for that art edict, which I would say you know of being an underling, is a city. It's far from yours, but it's one of 3 cities that has advanced Second Age technology in the Underdark. Zephyr, you realize that in the clasp where the cloak tightens around your neck is a small button, and hitting it, you all watch as it projects a admittedly rather convincing illusion of Zephyr standing next to the real one. Zephyr, you identify this as a cloak of displacement, which is on D&D Beyond. While wearing this cloak, you do have to attune to it. You can project an illusion standing in a place near your actual location, causing any creatures to have disadvantage on attack rolls against you. However, if you take damage, the property stops functioning until the start of your next turn, and you cannot use it while you're incapacitated, restrained, or otherwise unable to move. And you have time to identify the final cloak before like probably having to settle down, and plus you're out of items at that point, I think, anyway.
Out of here. Yes, I will identify.
All right. And as you suspected, you have secured a cloak of resistance. The stony gray cloak is a cloak of resistance.
Look of protection.
Oh, yes. Yeah, cloak of protection. My apologies. All right. All right. You're just going to hold on to them for now, or do you want to distribute any of the items now that you've identified them all?
Should probably something like that.
All right. Who? Basically, I'll say who wants what, and Zephyr, who do you offer what?
I'm not an item to be offered to people.
I think I would prefer it if maybe he thinks maybe somebody would want something. I'd like to see if he would maybe offer it.
One. Beautiful for. Well, Kayla, I will go to offer.
All right. Caleb, you may add the Cloak of Displacement to your inventory. You cannot wear that and your ghost armor at the same time, but you can swap them out freely. Yeah, the ghost armor counts as a cloak item.
What's it called?
The Cloak of Displacement.
Okay, D&D Beyond's being a jackass. Oh,
No
shit.
worries, just-
Right as it stops being a jackass is when I hit refresh.
Yeah, I've been there. Anything else, Zeph?
Yes. I will offer freely the idea of using. Does the ring of
The Ring of Swarming Stabs?
have attunement?
No, you do not have to attune to the Ring of Swarming Stabs.
Yes, no. I'll just kind of freely offer cloak of protection. Also, the cloak of elf.
All right. And you're just kind of letting whoever have them? All right. For those of you at camp, Zephyr adds to the communal magic item pool a ring and a cloak of protection and the cloak of elven kind.
Do any of those require attunement?
They all do.
I think. Honestly, I think
I'll take-
Caleb would rather have that cloak of protection than the cloak of displacement.
You can swap them out if you want. Zephyr was just giving you the cloak of displacement because he thought you'd want it.
Use that, cast it, and then
Yeah, but
Yeah,
if he
so-
does still get hit, it instantly is removed.
Okay. I mean, yeah, if Zephyr's okay with it, so yeah, you're free to swap them out. You may add a cloak of protection to your inventory, and a cloak of displacement has been added to the communal pool.
I would love that cloak of elven kind because I miss my old one.
Okay.
Is it the same color? Just for my own.
It is a kind of reddish tint instead of the one of your old one, but
Just kind of frown. Lucifer would love this.
Lucian
And
has
I
taken
would
the.
take the ring of protection.
All right.
I mean, I guess if nobody wants the cloak of displacement.
Well, Tuco, you haven't taken an item yet. Do you want the cloak of displacement, or are you okay with Caleb taking 2 items?
There is also a ring of protection.
Well, Watts just took it.
Oh.
For now, let's leave the cloak of displacement open, and I'll double check with Tuco when they get back.
Wait, the ghost armor is considered a cloak?
No, that was actually my mistake. Because it is visually a cloak, so I thought of that, but yeah, no, I double checked your inventory, and yeah, it is an armor. So yes, you can wear the cloak of protection and the ghost armor at the same time.
Okay, so I technically shouldn't be able to wear the ghost armor and the studded leather.
you had that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's because he described it as not being an armor.
Well, yeah, like it is mechanically an armor. It's just like D&D Beyond's kind of weird about making homebrew magic items. Like it's hard to be clear about what an item counts as.
Different armor. I haven't really made.
Yeah. So, Caleb, Tuco, you back?
Yeah, I'm finally back. Sorry about that.
No worries. The cloak of displacement is up for grabs if you want it. If you don't want it, Caleb will take it.
I want it.
All right. You may
Alright.
add a cloak of displacement to your inventory.
What does it do?
You hit a button on the neck, and it makes an illusion of you next to you, so enemies have disadvantage on attacking you because they're not sure which one's the real one. However, if you're restrained, so you can't hit the button, or if you take damage, the illusion goes away. But it basically, as long as you don't get hit, get restrained, or otherwise get stopped from doing it, it's a handy thing to have.
Okay, so hang on, let me...
Yeah, so Caleb got a cloak of protection, Watts has got a ring of protection, Lucian got a cloak of elven kind, Tuco got a cloak of displacement, and Zephyr, you have a collection of magic
I
rings.
have to attune to the protection cloak, right?
Yeah, I believe that's correct. Yes.
Do we have time to do that? Because I know that takes time.
Oh, yeah, you can. You guys are taking basically like you're resting for the day, and then you're just gonna take a long rest so
Gambit
that everyone's.
cards can fuck off.
Oh, and I was also realizing, I guess Gil actually does have a cloak on. I forgot he had a cloak of protection on this entire time.
Mm-hmm.
So he does have some kind of shirt.
I mean, it's just a cloak and a shirt are different enough to be fair, but yes, good catch.
Also, I went ahead and unequipped the ghost arm because I technically shouldn't be doing that.
Okay.
And I would like to do one thing as well.
Yeah, don't worry. I was gonna circle back to you. All right. If
Okay.
nobody else has anything for the day.
I'm good.
Caleb now has an AC of 18.
Nice. All right. As Zephyr tosses out the items, once he figures out what each of them do, all of you get acquainted with some new gear that should help you on your journey, courtesy
Ada
of
will
Zephyr's
thank
robbery.
Zephyr for his generosity.
Woo! Yeah, Tuco would thank him for sure.
Heal off. Also, heal, I guess. Just, that thing.
The Ring of Rattiness.
Tuco, Zephyr adds the Ring of Rat Fangs to the communal pile. You are aware of its properties, both benign and cursed.
What are the benign properties?
It lengthens your teeth into rat fangs so that you have a bite attack.
Gotcha.
So basically, even if, say, you were to be disarmed, like, say you're going in for a meeting with a king,
Okay.
obviously you have to give up your weapons, you could use this ring to have a weapon no matter what.
How funny would it be if Tuco has it so he becomes extra rat?
I mean, actually, it is very common for underlings to wear it because the curse doesn't affect them.
What's the benefit besides just a curse?
Well, again, the fact that you can, like, basically your fangs get sharper so that they become like blades rather than just like.
Okay, yeah, he'll wear them. He'll wear
Sure.
it.
All right.
Yeah, they become like blades as opposed to.
All right.
I love that description.
So Tuco, because you are immune to the curse, you now have. I'll add it to D&D Beyond over the week as usual, but just so you're aware, similar to your character for the Saturday game, as a bonus action, you can now bite people in combat.
Got rid of it.
They don't give a rat's ass.
That's too good.
All right. And
I
Lucian
just had a
has-
really weird thought.
What's that?
I wonder if Tuco has a nice ass.
I mean, he's a rat, so he doesn't really have an ass that humans would think of. So he has like whatever would result from being a bipedal rat. He's got that.
He's got a rat ass.
That's like an out of character thing that popped into my head when I said
Yeah,
a rat's
Tuco in
ass.
booty shorts.
New art, new art, new art.
Oh
yeah,
God.
Tuco in booty shorts, please.
No, not just booty shorts.
Dude,
And like the booty
is
shorts
just-
say
yeah.
like God won't let me
fucking,
die.
no. They're Daisy Dukes. They're Daisy Dukes.
Nice
We're gonna
legs,
attract-
Daisy Dukes.
Daisy Dukes makes
We're
a man
gonna-
go whoop whoop. I mean, considering that he's a rat
furries.
and he's a rat and he's a boy rat, if you know, you know. He has
Yep.
something that looks like a butt on the front.
Bringing all the furries to the yard.
Lucian, what do you wish to do over the day?
Okay. So after getting the cloak, I will go ahead and attune to that.
Okay.
And then I would like, I don't have to like say anything, but I will like to catch up with Aggie and catch up with who else did we need to catch up with? I feel like I'm forgetting somebody.
All right. Well, if you
Just
remember,
Aggie then.
as everyone stays huddled around the campfire, testing out the new items Zephyr secured, and just staying warm, out of the cold as best you can. Lucian, you check in on Agnes, who reports that so far the war effort is actually going surprisingly well. They are already beginning to make moves into Barbarous' territory and securing it, although they are basically being cautious, as given that until Caleb takes over, Tebedra is still a wild card, and they still haven't heard from Shadow Lily or Blackthorn. They are having to be cautious against potential flanking maneuvers from the north and south.
Caleb, Could I ask you a question?
Yes.
Would you like me to check in with Lady Blackthorn and see if she is willing to meet us halfway for the war on Barbarous?
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, are we still planning to fight with them? I thought that was the goal after we were done here.
Well, after we finish with. You mean like after we finish with Pedro overall?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we go finish up Barbarous.
Yeah. So, I mean, it would make sense if we met halfway with um, Blackthorn coming from the north and we come from the south and we can just sandwich them. Right? Does that work? I'm no strategist.
I think that makes sense. Okay. I just don't understand why you had
It's
to
a
ask
good
me.
idea.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you thought it was a good idea, maybe just say, hey, I'm doing this, and then you can do it.
Well, I guess I just wanted to make sure it was okay with you because, like, you're basically going to be the king soon, and I don't know, it just made sense to
No, it's
have your
important to
opinion.
ask to confer with the team.
Yeah.
Lucian, you send your
that's-
message to the queen.
Yeah,
What'd
in
you
that
say?
case, in that case, I'll send a message to Lady Blackthorn. I will say, give me a hot second. Okay.
As Lucian,
Message.
No, I got it. So I will say, as far as we are aware, we are still coming from the south. If you are at all available, could you please send some army towards Barbarous so we can take care of this?
the response is slow, delayed, but you do eventually get one. And I will say, Lucian, are you just going to more or less pass on whatever's told to you just so the party's in the know?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so Lucian does get a response from Queen Blackthorn. I'm sorry. I can't. It's not safe out there. But if you need a place to stay, my walls are open to you. But I won't go out there and endanger my people. I'm sorry.
What's not safe?
Do you want me to ask what's going on?
Yes.
Okay. I will message her back. Is everything okay? You sound scared. What's happening right now?
No, everything's not okay. Of course I'm scared. We're at war. People are dying. I need to stay here where it's safe. And I need to keep everyone else here where it's safe. You're welcome to join me. But I'm not coming out.
I'm confused.
Pretty much she's a chicken and doesn't want to risk her people or country for,
But but that doesn't make
trying
sense.
to win.
That doesn't make sense. She's like her country is very like Matthew, am I right to like am I remembering it right that like she's like a sharpshooter or something?
Yeah, her kingdom's snipers are legendary.
Yeah.
Temedra's the only kingdom that's ever like successfully besieged them to any extent. And even then,
You
as
see-
Caleb can attest, they take casualties.
Right. You see Lucian look very concerned and confused for a minute, and then she has a little light bulb, a little
Caleb
cute
was gonna
cartoon light
suggest-
bulb above her head. I just had a great idea.
Caleb, you first.
Yeah, Caleb was going to suggest maybe we can try this again after this situation is dealt with and I have a degree of control. Things may feel a little bit better whenever they're not worrying about thieves anymore.
I mean,
And one
they're
extra member of the Alliance participating may make things seem a little better.
yeah, you're probably right. And my idea wouldn't work anyway.
You're all left in the snow, rather confused. Those of you who attended the ball before recall that Blackthorn had been rather gung-ho about the Alliance idea and was all for joining in the fight against the Concord. While Blackthorn has always been famously very isolated, she's never been to the extent of cowardly. Tuco, I will say you would know that one assassin that you were familiar with during your, shall we call it, rise to power, was a Blackthorn mercenary who, as one of the few Blackthorns to ever live outside of the walls, you're one of the few people who knows that the Queen is just and fair, but rather isolated and prefers to keep herself and her people on one side of the walls and the rest of the world on the other. But, as the sniper himself attested, she was never afraid to get her hands dirty for the greater good, even if it meant not endangering her own people, but happily endangering mercenaries who already lived outside the walls.
All right. To that, Tuca will relay the information back to, was it Lucian who was asking?
Yeah, because basically Lucian was confused why Blackthorn's not joining the war.
So yeah, to which Tuca would explain to her just, more or less, she's for her people. She's a queen through and through. And we are not her people. But if we can perhaps convince her that she should consider other people outside the walls important, she might be of use to us. At the very least, she might be able to make her citadel a place of safekeeping.
The day passes, thankfully, quietly. Most of the wildlife of the Sprintwood is silently hiding in their burrows to escape the cold. You all sleep. The coverage of your newfound cloaks and clothes providing you a degree of insulation, and the fire providing you heat. The snow continues to fall, although it lightens progressively throughout the day. You all get a long rest. And as you awaken the following morning, as you all wake up one by one, freshly attuned and rested, you look around and see the snowfall has stopped. Although the snow is, of course, still there. Very, very deep, but without the winds actively punishing you for travel, at the very least, you're not feeling as extremely cold as you had been. The winds have lightened, and other than the several inches of snow in your way, while that will slow your travel, it should not actively prevent it. You're all rested, and the horse has slept off its exhaustion and frostbite. You are free to continue if you wish.
Is there going to be no more cold damage?
Yes. Basically, at this point, the only thing you have to worry about is if you try to long rest without a heat source, but that would only come up during a long rest, and the snow will slow you down, but it will not It will not basically hurt you unless, again, you attempt a long rest in it.
So basically, at this point, we just need to make sure to make a fire before we go down.
Mm-hmm. But as long as you do that, you're good to go. It was mostly the wind that was punishing you.
Let's get there then. Let's head back out.
Right.
You all gather your items.
I guess Caleb
Artificer.
can come out of the cocoon now.
Yeah. Stuffing away the thickest of your warmth. Snuffing out your fire. You all gather your weapons, chemical supplies, and other various accoutrements and personal effects, and begin to ready for the continued journey. As you take the pilot seat of the cart once again, the horse
Also,
is...
Caleb's gonna sit up front now to make sure he gets this right.
Yeah, given that he's almost gotten lost twice. Fair. Caleb crawls to the front to sit alongside you.
Wait, what did he say?
Go ahead,
I said, what? You don't trust me to get us there.
Yeah, with that, Caleb's actually just gonna straight up take the reins from him.
Do you even know how to drive this thing?
I'm sure he's done this before, right?
Once or twice. You're not an expert by any means, but you have a basic understanding.
I mean, it's not like driving a car where you're in like a 1 or 2 ton metal box.
Yeah, oh no, my horse is slowly meandering left.
Yeah, it's like... This
It's
is
still,
like
like,
another
has an
point is that the
explosion whenever
horse
it touches
does the
something.
work anyway. Because like the horse is gonna stop you from doing anything stupid.
Mm.
Yeah, I've heard people like that when they get drunk and the horse will just ride them home.
Well,
really
it's like
funny.
it's like if you try to like run into something, a horse isn't going to let you run it face first into something. It's gonna stop,
Mm.
or it's not gonna let you go off a cliff
is a
because
40K
it doesn't want
horse.
to go off a cliff. So your horse is gonna stop you from doing that.
Caleb, as you defiantly take the reins from you give a stubborn click of the reins. The horse kind of shakes itself off. It's again a little groggy, but is healed up and good to move, especially with the winds dying down. But as the horse begins to move, you're not moving. Tuco, you look over the side of the cart and see the problem. As mentioned, the snow it snowed for 2 days uninterrupted straight. And the snow is, you can walk through it, but you are definitely not getting the cart through this until the snow melts.
Okay. So, with that in mind, I want to use my... You see, I have...
Is it like frozen in place?
The snow is piled so high that the cart, yeah.
He would like to use his alchemist fire, and he would like to just throw it on the ground, like kind of like sprinkle it, like more or less try and like spritz it, like holy water spritz it, because this shit's really this shit's very reactive to air.
Okay.
Use it to free the cart.
Yeah.
Very clever. All right. I'm just double checking alchemy fire to make sure everything's
It's
on the up and
more of a
up.
weapon, but I'm sure it still can work.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, I know that. Yeah, that's not a problem. I was just like,
Yeah, he's more or less just
really
dipping his paw, like he's dipping like the tip of a match into it, just kind of like tossing it like a priest does, like on like alms day. He doesn't want to waste the whole thing on this by just tossing it.
fair. I roll to attack the snow.
Yeah, roll to attack the snow. Yeah, the snow attacks back. It bites.
I was a snow golem the whole time.
Yeah, it's like that. We're just walking on the back of a giant snow golem.
Ice
Some, like,
giant.
Shadow the Colossus shit.
All right. Tuco, giving a light spritz of your alchemical fire. You watch as the snow around the wheels begins to melt, and the cart is freed from its immediate binding. I will say that with this in mind, you'll be able to move since you've at least gotten it out of being buried, although your travel will still be slowed. But you can move now.
Woo!
Could I help push the cart from behind?
What?
Since
He said he wants
if
to
you
push
get
the cart from behind.
could I push the cart?
Oh my god, I have a really stupid idea.
Uh-oh. What's up?
To which Tuco's gonna look to, What's-his and remark, hey, those boots are yours. How much weight? Is there a weight limit to how much they can carry? I'm gonna Red Dead this shit.
You gotta be kidding me.
Let me look.
And he like use his boots to push the cart like a rocket engine.
Yeah, I wanna Red Dead this.
Red
Tuco-
I just watched a video recently.
Tuco, point of inspiration for creativity.
You sound so sad.
Wow.
No, I'm more just like, it's that DM instinct of like, you've got to be kidding me.
It's like, what if you were just a little bit good?
So
Your limit.
I was like, the boots. Technically, it does not say that there is a weight limitation on this at all.
Alright, hear me out. You place one of the boots at the
No,
axle,
he's not talking about, I don't think he's talking about carrying everybody. I think he's talking about like
attaching it to the bottom of the cart and just igniting them.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang onto the back of the cart with my feet, like, and then I'm my feet hanging off secured.
I don't know how the
And
horse is gonna
just
feel about this.
Well, I'm not enough to like hurt the horse. I'm just like giving it that extra bit of push to keep it going without getting stuck.
My God.
I was more implying we just fly through the air, but that works too.
Well,
Push the
how's the
cart with
horse?
rocket
What are we gonna do
assist.
with the horse?
We get a rocket cart. We just put the horse in the cart and, like, I don't know. Oh, okay. Hear me out. Okay. He can. We can put the horse to sleep. Put it in the
Oh my
cart
God.
and then
Wait,
fly
put-
the cart.
I don't like the way you said put it to sleep.
I don't
It doesn't have
either.
a broken leg.
You know what I mean.
You know what? There's another possibility that I forgot about.
Is
But I'm
it
gonna
like
hear
bad
Lucian's
for horses to
first.
lay down?
You guys know that we can just, right?
What?
You guys know that we can walk, right?
Tuco just kind of gives her a look. You
It's a
can
good way to
walk,
keep
yeah.
warm. Yeah, no, it's a good way to keep warm. Keeps your blood
You can
pumping.
walk, Lucian. Go on. Have a stroll.
I'll
Enjoy
fucking-
the walk. Tell me what you see.
I'm gonna give him the bird, and I'm gonna start fucking walking, because I'm not about this shit.
I have another way.
How about
What's
we
yours?
just
I'm
use the cart as it was intended?
But rocket cart. Ah.
Never happened. That happened, but
It's like carts were not meant to
Lucian
be
walked
propelled by
away.
anything but horses.
Tuco looks annoyed.
Damn surface
I
dwellers.
could just, I could pick
No
the cart and
ingenuity
horse
amongst
up.
any of you.
It's like, could you imagine the chaos there would be if carts were moving around on their own?
Tuco just gives him a manic grin. That's right. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
You guys are crazy. As Luvian's walking away, you guys are
Matthew
crazy.
started to break down.
But I could just pick the horse and cart up and carry it.
Can he carry that much?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you?
It's
Are you that, like,
It's like horses are
Yes.
like pretty
Yeah, the
heavy.
horse
Yes,
is like
I
on it. It's like the
can.
horse is like piggybacking
How
on
much?
him.
How much can you carry?
I'm doing
Well,
the math
when
on
I-
that, but I'm almost positive this is going to be impossible.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
why Lucian's like,
um,
bye.
Are we willing to put bets on this?
Yeah, you know what? Yes, I am actually.
What are you
That'd
gonna
be
bet,
funny.
Matthew?
Well, I guess what are we betting?
Yeah, that's what I said. What are you
Okay.
gonna bet?
Is this a bet for him or for my idea?
oh, for his-
He's gonna try and carry the cart, everyone in it, and the horse, and his own inventory while flying.
No, I don't. No, I'm just gonna walk with it. No flying,
Oh,
just
what's the
walk.
point?
You're still carrying it,
We're
you're still having
moving.
it, You're still moving. You're still.
Because I'll be faster than trying to go for a slow horse.
Oh my god.
Now he's disrespecting the horse.
Yeah, don't be mean to Scribbles.
Squirrels,
Does
this riding
the
horse.
feel the disrespect?
The horse kind of gives a.
But I guess I could always do the whole boots because it would work that way too.
Wait, are you trying to push or carry the cart?
I will pick it up and then fly.
So you're
I-
trying
Okay.
to carry it.
Fine.
Yes.
The cart and the
I am.
horse, everybody in it, your own inventory.
Not Lucian,
Yes.
he's walking.
Yeah, I mean, if he's picking this thing up, Zephyr's definitely jumping off.
All right. What's is the moment you excitedly propose this? Zephyr hops out and joins Lucian and just fucking walking.
Yeah,
Can
Caleb was like, to be
can I
honest, I'm
demonstrate
not
at least?
down for this. I am not down for this. I do not like this plan. I would be shocked if he could pick up the damn horse. Do you have any idea how heavy horses are?
Yo,
I
I
think-
mean, watch this. I love Agnes, but I don't even think she could do
It's like
this.
how much?
Y'all are forgetting
Us-
one important thing.
Oh my
What's that?
god.
I went and got the 10 potions of enlargement, which put me at 30 feet tall. Picking up a cart and a horse would be a piece of cake.
I mean,
Oh.
to be fair, you wouldn't become stronger by just being bigger.
Yeah, he would. He would literally
I
become
would.
stronger by being bigger.
I don't think that's how like the square
Mass
cube law
and density
works.
and all that shit.
I think this does increase strength and enlargement.
Oh, okay. Game mechanics. Okay.
But he's
No,
talking
I'm
about
saying
realistic.
just yeah, like I don't think that's how the square Q law works.
Well, no. If you're huge, obviously you should be able to pick up a car. It would be like a
What's
toy.
his- What's
So
his? You
stupid.
have the boots and the potions. What are you doing? Lucian and Zephyr have already dipped.
Like, okay,
Honestly,
if
I'm
they're-
gonna say that Caleb will jump out if he tries this.
like if they're not comfortable with it, he won't do it.
All right. Do you want to try the
I-
rocket boot plan or something, or are you just gonna walk?
I thought
Like,
we freed the cart.
You did free the
I mean,
cart,
cart's
but
moving.
Slow.
yeah, no, like I said, you can move now. It's just gonna be slower because snow.
I just thought it would be funny if we had the cart rocket power its way to the next location.
I was just trying to help the cart go a little bit faster.
That's what
Like,
I'm
help,
doing. It's
like,
literally
hour-
it was supposed to
hour
be
and
like a
through the
throwaway
snow.
flavor thing of how we got there.
Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh,
Okay,
Lord.
okay. Better idea.
Oh my god, this is
Could
so
I-
stupid.
Could I use my rocket boots of flames on them and just travel ahead of the horse and melt the snow on the path with the rockets?
You can if you want.
Well, that would make it like faster for us to get through, right?
At this point, even Tuco's just gonna start walking like, fuck's sake, we're not gonna do the plan ourselves
Like,
exactly.
just...
Alright, what's is it? It's now just you and Caleb.
Caleb is like, why can't we just move the cart the way it's intended? Who's like the big god around here, Matthew?
Depends. Good. Like, are you talking like God or Satan God?
Like god.
Let me double check that. God, I'm so caught up in you guys' nonsense. It's Perun.
Why can't we just let the cart move the way Perrin intended?
At this stage, it might as well. Bunch of ninnies.
Bunch of ninnies.
I fucking love that kind of phrase.
Oh, it's so good.
Fuck.
Thank you,
I-
thank you.
I guess
ninny.
what's this is just gonna plop down the back of the cart like, fine, just trying to help. Let's go.
Caleb is gonna take control of the horse.
Alright.
Honestly, if this had continued,
My dreams for the rocket
if
cart
it
have
had
been
continued,
crushed.
maybe Caleb would have
Not crushed, just delayed. You can always rocket travel another time.
It's like
Oh, I can't. I don't
maybe
have a
Caleb
rocket.
Can, if,
Wait
like,
until we can teleport. That's gonna be great.
Oh, right.
if what just came with like another plan, Caleb would just detach the horse from the.
Yeah, just ride the horse.
I mean, Tuco's next option was gonna be to just give the horse speed and have it like super speed its way through.
Give it speed like the drug.
It's a potion. Give it a potion.
I can enlarge the horse.
Big
Four
horse.
steps were there.
Why are we doing all these things to the poor horse?
No, man, that's the
I give the horse
takes
a
4
potion.
steps and we're there.
Yeah, I
I'm
just
gonna
give
laugh
the
if it's
horse
like we're like
one of my
literally like a
potions.
minute from this place, and we're wasting time thinking of all these weird harebrained schemes.
Like, just imagine a 30-foot tall horse.
I'm still dreaming of the rocket cart.
Is this
Caleb,
party?
as you whip the horse into motion, it pulls itself out of the puddle left in Tuco's wake, and with it lifted from its snowy prison, the cart and horse begin to slowly make their way through, trudge their way through the snowy wetland.
Am I walking faster than the fucking like
Yeah,
cart?
I'll slow her.
The horse is a little bit faster than you, but not by much.
Yeah,
and
you're probably
Caleb's not
next to it.
tiring out his feet by doing this. He'll be fresh and ready to go.
Tuco, you dream of rocket cars and self-propelled engines. What's is you dream of giant you and giant horse riding into battle and crushing your enemies. Caleb, you dream of having normal party members.
Impossible.
You're in the wrong perspective.
Oh, I
my
swear,
friend.
almost out of pettiness, I wanted to take that I want him to take like that potion that like alters him, like alters his fucking biology just so he can fly there faster.
Caleb wishes he had normal teammates.
You're in the
Look
wrong
it
profession, my
I
friend.
don't even know if the wish spell can use
And yes, he is. Yes, he is.
So you want to do that, Tuco?
I mean, how far away are we from this place?
You don't know.
Yeah. It's just not the same without a rocket car.
What the fuck is a rocket?
He kind of looks at her and he kind of like gestures to most, if not all of his stuff he's got on him, like this, but a bit more stable.
She squints her eyes.
You all travel through the snowy Sprintwood. The horse manages to keep ahead of the group, although with you, if you guys basically make a quick effort, you can easily keep up with it.
Yeah,
Little
sure.
bugs.
Yeah, I'll go my walking speed as well.
Looking around... What? Oh, go on.
What? Go on.
Looking around the snowy forest, now that the snow has ceased to fall and the clouds have mostly passed, you're left with a beautiful snowy landscape, illuminated by the now once again early morning sun. It's cold for certain, but you're all dressed for that, and this is not a cold any of you are unfamiliar with living in Yav. In truth, a snow day without high winds or falling snow is honestly fairly, pardon my pun, chill by your standards.
Wow. He said chill.
Yeah, chill, because it's cold! These are the jokes!
It's a-
Yay.
Speaking of chill, Caleb is chilling in the cart.
Mm-hmm.
He's conserving his energy. He actually kind of wants there to be... You know how kids are when they sit too long, they start getting all that pent-up energy?
Oh, yeah.
Caleb wants to make sure he has plenty of it because that'll keep him awake.
You all journey over easily the lion's share of the day, but with time, the cart freed and all of you just trudging through snow. The sun is beginning to set on the horizon, and night is soon to fall. All of you deduct a day of rations from your inventory, and you have 3 days in your water skin, so you're good on water.
Rations. Where did Caleb
Well-
keep his rations?
Trash. I'm just snacking on
No,
mushrooms.
seriously, where did Caleb keep his rations?
I have extra if he doesn't have any.
They are in your bag of holding.
There they are, bag of holding. Boom.
Eventually, Zephyr, I'm imagining as per the norm, you're kind of ahead of the group.
Yeah, sure.
You're the first to notice. Slumped up against the base of a nearby tree, you see... All of you see this, just Zephyr's the first to see it. A human. Lying in the snow. His back propped against the tree, hair over his eyes. But his eyes look sunken. His skin
Is
clammy.
he
dead?
alive?
He
He's dead.
appears
I'm
to be
gonna
dead.
go
He's
check
not-
him. Yeah, can I go
Can
check
Caleb
him?
go poke the body?
Yeah, of course you can.
No.
Lucian, roll medicine.
Well,
While I'm
You know
tempted...
what?
Oh?
Is he dead or is he dying?
Lucian is checking, but you don't see him moving. He's very possibly dead.
Caleb was going to find a stick and poke the body.
oh my god.
Caleb, you bring the cart to a halt as everyone goes to check the body that Zephyr scouted. Tuco, on closer examination, it appears to be a human with dark hair, cast over a sunken-looking face with clammy skin. Lucian, medicine?
Yeah, Lucian would put 2 fingers on the pulse, 17.
He's definitely dead, unfortunately. However, that's not necessarily what gets your attention. The body is lying with its back propped against the tree. Well, it's certainly not unheard of for people in the cold to simply settle down and die. The face looks sunken, as if he hasn't slept for a while.
Uh-oh.
And looking at his body, you realize patches of hair are strained and whitening. The face, as I mentioned, is sunken looking, especially the eyes. And while the body is not fresh enough to necessarily determine how necessarily the immediate instance, you can't, for instance, check the eyes. But in your
Right.
medical opinion, this man did not freeze to death. he just went to sleep and didn't wake back up.
And as Lucian is like
Yes.
closely inspecting the body, stick just comes in.
Yeah,
his
Caleb,
ear.
you poke him in the cheek and eye with a stick.
And
Ew.
Tuco, like,
Ew.
just see if
Can
he
I
has anything
grab-
useful on him.
Roll investigation.
Do you
Imagine
guys
Lucian
want me
is
to
just
talk
like,
to him?
All right, one person at a time. Caleb, you first.
I just imagine
Sorry.
that Lucian was like closely inspecting the body and then, like, just from out of nowhere, stick.
Yeah, stick. Tuco, what were you saying?
Yeah, Caleb wishes the party was normal. All right,
Do you guys-
18.
This is normal for him.
18 plus 6. So.
All right, very good. And Lucian, before I give Tuco his investigation results, what were you saying?
Do you guys want me to talk to him? I could talk to him if you guys want. Maybe he knows
Save
the way.
necromancy things.
Yeah, of course. I'm not a necromancer. Shut up.
There's the
You
person
work with
who
dead
keeps
people.
reviving
The
dead
definition.
people to talk to them.
Well, I mean, you might know the way.
If you can't sit there and do that and say that's not necromancy. What else would it be?
The spell is necromancy. That doesn't make me a necromancer.
It's on the body.
Yeah, Tuco, as Caleb and Lucian go back and forth about what does or doesn't count as necromancy, you see that the man has a bow with a quiver of what appears to be about 6 arrows. You see that a few extra arrowheads are lining his belt. They appear to be of his own design. You find a bottle of what appears to be pink dye. You find a small leather-bound journal clutched in his arm. A pair of odd-looking, kind of dark green daggers. And that is about it. He is wearing leather armor, but it's a little gamey.
He'll take everything but the leather armor.
All right.
Caleb identify.
So what do I add again?
Here, I'll post the list in D&D chat, but for your reference, you get a longbow, 6 arrows, odd arrowheads, about 6 of those, pink dye, a leather-bound journal, and 2 green daggers.
Is there
What were
anything
you saying,
special about the
Caleb?
daggers? Or is it just green?
They appear to be green, but if you want to determine if there's anything special about them, you'll either need to use the identify spell or spend an hour investigating them to see if you find anything.
Sure.
I can identify them for you, Tree. You
Yeah,
just have to
sure.
ask Lucian.
Go for it.
Maybe identify where
Oh,
this
she's-
person is from.
He's a little occupied right now arguing about necromancy, but it would be distracting.
And Caleb, was that an in-character question or more just like an offhanded thing? Just so I know.
I was just like asking if he can like recognize with anything that might indicate where he's from, or even recognize the person themselves.
Roll history.
Do we see any more
Caleb is
bodies?
Good at the history.
What's his roll perception?
I got a 16 on history.
All right, noted. What's his perception?
Let's see. Okay. That's a 21.
All right, noted. And Zephyr, before I get into that, what are you doing while everyone's doing all this? All right. Zephyr, you stand by and wait. What's as you look around? Tuco, you rifle through the man's belongings. Lucian, you check the body and debate on to use totally not necromancy to bring him back to life. And Caleb, You don't recognize anything about the man himself. However, the daggers that Tuco's currently looking over are familiar to you. While you don't see them incredibly often, it's periodical. Tebadra will see travelers from the northeastern Struth Sultanate. These daggers are artifacts from their homeland. You know that the Struth people are powerful warriors who are basically at kind of perpetual war with their neighbors. They have currently been neutral on the issue of the Ichor beasts, although you do know the Sultan attended the ball. Their stance on the Concord, if any, is currently unknown. However, you do know either this man is a Struthan or that he took these daggers from a warrior from Struth.
Does this man look Struthan?
He certainly has the features, although granted he's been dead a while. It's hard to tell. But as far as best as you can discern, yeah, he certainly looks like
What's
he
their business
is.
in Tebadra?
Typically, they just pass through either trade caravans traveling to the west, which Tebadra will then raid, or more often, actually, you'll see Struth Sultanate warriors, typically mercenaries or warriors for hire, traveling through the Sprintwood, usually just living off the land in the Sprintwood as they make their way to whatever conflict is interested in hiring them.
Also, they're they have like a sultan. Are they like foreign influenced?
No, they are a local power, although you know they are a somewhat young one. They first came to be...
Sultan is usually associated with like certain regional names.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like I think it's a religious term.
As far as you know, they are not a foreign power, although it's certainly possible. By your knowledge, which is admittedly a little scarce, they first came to be on the tail end of the war against Barbarous. They and the Kingdom of Spear Maiden have been longtime rivals and are, again, at almost perpetual war with each other. Nobody knows what they're fighting about, but the two of them have been at each other's throats since the kingdoms came to be.
Yeah, like Sultan is like an Arabic word. So I wonder where they got that from.
But yeah, so as far as you can tell, the man looks like he'd be from Struth, but it's also equally possible that he simply took the daggers off of a warrior from Struth. Either is possible. You're not 100% positive.
Very well.
All right, and can he analyze the dagger?
Yeah, absolutely. And Lucian, you said you'd be willing to identify to help Tuco out?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I'll just do that. And I'll knock off that spell.
Okay.
Once I have a minute.
As Caleb curiously looks at the daggers, realizing where they're from, Tuco, as you look them over, Lucian, you cast Identify on one of them, and you are able to identify it as a +1 dagger. They both seem identical, so more than likely they have a similar enchantment on them.
So I will relay that to Tuco. It's likely these are both the same thing, but if you would prefer, I can cast it again. But it's very likely they're both.
All right.
So, Tuco, unless you want to pass those to somebody else, you may add 2 +1 daggers to your inventory.
Unless everybody objects, I would like to cast Speak with Dead.
Does anyone object?
No.
With the dead.
In the
Okay.
in the meantime, can Tuco examine the notebook or the journal?
Absolutely, you can. Okay. Tuco, you pop open the leather-bound book, and to your surprise, it's completely legible. The man clutched it in his arm, likely his a combination of his body heat and from the looks of it, fairly recent death. Unless the cold simply preserved him to some degree. But even then, the blizzard only rolled through a couple days ago. The notebook is a little worn, but otherwise in good condition. And you begin to read as Lucian, you cast Speak with Dead. The corpse...
Did I find any more bodies?
I'm going to circle back to you in a moment. Zephyr, you watch as Lucian casts their necromantic spell. Or, sorry, not necromancy. And the body twitches. The head rolls to look at you, Lucian. And Caleb, you see the eye you had been poking with a stick open to reveal very deep, kind of hazel eyes. Very soulful. The man's was definitely getting up there in years. And he simply stares at you, Lucian, as he awaits your question, as you bestow on him a small fragment of life with which he can speak to you.
All right, I get 5 questions.
Yes.
First thing I'm gonna ask is, what were you doing here?
I came to hunt the agony.
Okay.
And all of you can hear this for the record. The corpse is just talking.
Suggestions? Yeah. Any, if anybody has any questions, Lucian would be.
Yeah,
happy
I was gonna
to
say,
relay them.
Tuka could ask. You say agony. What do you mean by that?
The beast of Tebedra, which induces deep sleep.
Let's see.
Where is it?
Hiding. Tracked it to the underground. Barely escaped with my life.
Which way?
He raises a hand and shakily points a crooked finger northeast. The way What's is currently heading to look for more bodies.
One more question, guys.
Is there anybody that we should tell that you died?
He looks at you for a long moment before... My son. Tell my son. He's quiet for a moment before... Chicane.
Chicane.
Can you write that down and check?
Don't you worry. We'll tell him. You rest easy now.
He lets out a deep sigh.
I'll just kind of, set him right and just help it go by fast.
He gives a deep sigh that you all hope is one of relief and peace. And as his eyes close, to your surprise, Lucian, he actually mumbles one final thing. I just want to sleep.
Sleep.
You can hear this conversation happening behind you, and you stop and realize every little bit, every few feet, you can see a gauntlet of armor, a quiver of arrows, the hilt of a sword, bodies buried by the snow and by time. All those like you who tried to do what you're doing and failed. Their bodies buried beneath snow and years.
I know this is gonna sound horrible. Can I
You
check
want to
the
loot 'em,
bodies
don't
for
you?
any? Can I check the bodies for any decent gear?
Roll investigation at disadvantage.
Like, Tuca did.
I was gonna say Tuco was thinking about it too.
Tuco, do you wish to join him?
Yeah, sure.
What's his? You may roll investigation flat.
Oh, well, that works then, because the first one was a natural 20.
Okay. You're initially struggling a bit, but eventually Tuco, as the body returns to its rest, skitters ahead and joins you in digging up bodies and attempting to exhume anything valuable off of them. As mentioned, time has not exactly been kind to these bodies, but the two of you start attempting to unearth anything that you think may be of value. Before I give you your results, Lucian, Zephyr, and Caleb, anything from you guys, or are you just going to keep following the looters?
You should make me sound bad here. They don't need it anymore.
As for me, I'm gonna go a little bit northeast. I'm not gonna go too far away from the party, but I do want to see if I can see anything ahead.
Okay. You guys continue to trek. Most of you pay as little mind as possible to the bodies, while Tuco and What's-His delight in exhuming them. Lucian, you lead the group ahead, acting as a scout. Tuco and What's-His, you are free to distribute this loot among either yourselves or others as you wish, but you are able to find... so basically, no one person write this down until you've gotten a feel for how you're going to distribute it. You find 90 gold coins, 500 silver coins, 1,300 copper coins. One of the bodies has a pearl necklace, which, Tuco, you kind of roughly ballpark that it might be worth about 10 gold if you were to sell it. One of the bodies appears to be a wizard, or had been a wizard, and has a spell scroll in their bag, along with a potion of healing.
Okay. So
No, like, weapons are very good.
I mean,
I'll take the spell scroll.
all right.
Yeah, I was actually wanting that scroll actually because I
Tuco
can
looted first.
transcribe it.
All right, Tuco, because you are technically a spellcaster, you can actually read this. You have a spell scroll of Beast Bond.
Oh yeah, baby!
So it's a scroll, so unless a wizard documents it for you, you can only use it once, and then the scroll is wasted. But you can establish a telepathic link with one beast you touch, as long as it is either charmed or friendly to you.
Spell of beast bonding. Okay. Trying to add that to the inventory.
I'm not sure if they have specific scrolls for each spell, but as long as you have it somewhere, you remember that you have it.
Yeah, hold on, because I'm trying to even like add it to my items at all.
Yeah. So you have the spell scroll, so there's still the coins and the potion of healing, and the pearl necklace, which again, Tuco roughly guesstimates is probably about 10 gold worth.
You want to split the money even? You want to split the money even? I'll give you the potion of healing.
Yeah. Y'all can have...
What do you say?
Daft Punk.
All can have.
Oh.
Sorry, can you hear
I
me?
think he's
Yes.
trying to say that. I think he's saying that
I was
Tuca
saying,
can have
y'all...
money.
Okay.
What's his
Jeremy, you keep on cutting out, honey.
He's typing it.
All right. Tuco, if you're willing to give up the potion, you can have the money.
Yeah, that's what I already said.
Okay, so here I'll put it in text so that you can know how much you have. And what's is you may add 1 potion of healing to your inventory.
And Tuco will give him the necklace.
All right, and a pearl necklace worth 10 gold.
Maybe you can get a go with this one.
Yeah,
Lucian.
but how long would the girl last?
He put-
Something would burn them.
Oh,
Lucian,
that's too funny.
as you scout ahead while Tuco pockets the money and what's his pockets the potion, Tuco curiously looking over the spell scroll as you all travel. And yeah, what's his? I thought I'd said this earlier. I may not have. While you do find some of their equipment is preserved, none of it immediately jumps out to you as particularly exotic, like the Struthen daggers you had found. Most of this appears to be, by your best guesstimate, honestly, pretty low-level travelers who were just trying to basically make a quick buck by taking this thing out, and obviously we're not equipped to do so. Lucian, as you travel ahead...
As a bonus action, I can summon Mishka. So could I summon Mishka and have Mishka go ahead of me as well? And just kind of keep him close enough where I can just communicate with him.
Okay. Lucian, you summon Mishka and send your feline ahead to scout. As the rest of the party catches up with you and you kind of rejoin the group as you all make your way across, trekking over and around bodies as best you can. Eventually, Mishka reports to you through your mental connection that they have found what appears to be the outset of a structure and a lot more bodies.
Just because I'm curious, what does Mishka sound?
They sound kind of like this.
Okay, very cute. Very cute. Okay. I'll relay that to the rest of the party.
Right.
What's that?
Lucian's cat found what appears to be the outside of a structure or settlement, but there is a lot more bodies up ahead.
Oh boy.
Yeah, looting time.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Looting time. Oh boy.
Time to loot!
If you guys find anything good, please let me know. I'm not really exactly comfortable going through people's things, but
You're kind of
But
get
you'll
your
certainly
look like,
take them.
well,
so if you want the goods, you got to be willing to get your hands dirty.
she kind of
So
gives
after
that.
a moment of thought, he's like, "Fine, I'll
Well,
allow one." But seriously, just join us. It's not that terrible. They're dead.
It's-
I'd
Unless you
imagine,
do your magics, then
I
they're not.
mean,
What's up?
I imagine Tibetans are quite well versed with the looting of the dead.
Oh, you're practically experts.
I
Because if
would
people
rather
don't give it up while
not.
they're living, then we just take it while they're dead. Right?
It's
Pretty much.
Also, I've been trying to add that
Complicated.
scroll to my inventory, but I just can't.
No,
Oh,
again, scrolls are a little finicky. Let me see if I can help you out while everyone else is getting their business sorted.
What do you?
Oh, yeah, you have to just put it in by level. So I'll just go ahead and add you one, and basically, you know what it does, I know what it does. That's what matters.
Put it in by level? What do you mean?
Because it's basically by on D&D Beyond, it's by the spells level, and you can't just basically put in like a specific thing. But there you go. I went ahead and added. It's a first level spell. I went ahead and just put that in your inventory.
Oh, thanks.
All right, Lucian, go ahead. Sorry about that.
No problem. Lucian just kind of gives that little repulsed face. It's a little bit more complicated than that for me to go.
At that, Tuka just kind of gives a shrug. Suit yourself.
But if you find anything like magic, I can help either identify or transcribe, whatever you need.
Okay. What's is, as you continue to dig up and claim weapons and armor sets from the unlucky adventurers who came before you, you all continue ahead to where Lucian's cat had reported from. Eventually, the tree line clears, and Zephyr and Caleb, you see what is for you a very familiar sight. You all exit the tree line to find yourself surrounded by stumps, likely long forgotten lumber workers. And Tuco, you see a few of the stumps even already have saplings growing in their place to replace them. Snow still covers the ground, so you cannot get a good look at the ground itself. However, ahead of you, you see in the center of everything a large 2-story farmhouse. The snow is melted around a cobblestone path that leads up to it, and it's surrounded by these massive greenhouses. And Lucian, you see your cat is currently perched on the top of a red metal gate with a archway over it on which your cat is currently perched. Surrounding this gate itself Surrounding this gate itself is what appears to be the rest of the humble settlement. A few small houses, 2 barns, and a well for water. You can see the cobblestone path leads out from your direction southwest, the direction you guys are. However, Caleb, you do not recall there being a direct path to Rosewick, so it's likely this path goes elsewhere that just happens to be in the same direction. You can also see, Lucian, you can see up ahead, a path leading out east into the Weissensardum. Again, this used to be a centrifuge for 3 different kingdoms. You cannot see in any of the houses, however, you can see that this place is quite abandoned. Your looter is delighted as you see that there are bodies everywhere. Under the archway where the cat is currently perched, you see the bodies of what appears to be 2 ogres and 8 orcs, all just scattered kind of haphazardly. Zephyr, at a glance, it looks like they didn't even die fighting, or at least if not an enemy. They're not wounded, they're not injured, they're just dead. Other than these bodies, the bodies of adventurers and these greenskins, this settlement appears completely abandoned. And Caleb, you see the bodies of Gigi birds and other local wildlife also just almost forming this disturbing border that completely encircles the settlement. You can also see quite a few bodies of travelers joining them, almost forming this like disturbing marker of the beast's influence.
Good God, how much loot is there?
If you take the time to loot every body, quite a bit, but...
My inner necromancer.
What's that?
Lucian was saying I am a necromancer. Probably just remarking on the fact that there's a lot of bodies, so the bodies themselves are valuable to her.
No, I said, is that everybody? Because you said everybody, and I said everybody.
So 2 barns, a well, several houses, red gate with the archway. Zephyr and Caleb, you recognize this. 2-story farmhouse in the center of it all, surrounded by greenhouses, all of it marked by a cobblestone path. bodies are everywhere, although they are built up the most at the kind of outskirts where you guys are, although you can see another huge cluster of green-skinned bodies under the archway itself, where Lucian's cat is just looking down at them curiously.
Can I reach him and just give him little scritches for doing a good job?
Yeah, they hop down from the archway to be level with you and gratefully accept the pets. So Lucian is already just darting into town ahead of you guys. What are the rest of you going to do?
I mean, if nobody's alive, Tuco's just gonna loot.
All right, noted. What's his? I'm assuming you're looting.
After the beast. He suggested go.
Can you hear me?
Now I can, yes.
So we should go after the beast first, Tuco. We can loot afterwards.
Oh, there's a beast?
Just so
Oh,
nobody
right. Oh, right. Yeah, that. I thought we were, like, actively right now. I was like, oh, yeah.
So, is that for Caleb? Question for y'all. Since y'all
I
already,
can't hardly understand him.
Yeah, Dill Dap
Eric.
Monkey Man.
You're breaking up again, honey.
Oh, I hate this
We're in the
area.
middle of bumfuck nowhere.
Mm-hmm. You can just put it in text. In
Okay,
the
Well,
meanwhile,
like they're
okay.
always
I
in
have two
bumfuck
bars.
nowhere.
Well, we're
Alright,
back
so-
in Alabama.
So yeah,
Alright, so-
bumfuck nowhere.
so what were you going to ask the brothers? All right, while he's typing, Zephyr and Caleb, anything from the two of you? All right, noted. Lucian, you dart, just cross the border of bodies and gleefully head into town to pet your cat. Congratulate them on a job well done. And
Good me.
Tuco, your immediate instinct to loot is curbed by what's is observing that there is still a beast about, so that should probably be dealt with first. And to the Tavadrons, he turns to the two of you and... Can we burn the house down with it trapped inside? This is y'all's old home, more or less.
I don't have any connection to it.
I can use fire. Lucian comes back with her cat. I can use fireball. I imagine Lucian's just using it like her cat as a scarf.
Yeah, your
Yeah, like,
fashion is
just
the cat's
freaking her
meow.
Yeah, she just like I can you know, like cast fireball into the house and just, you know, explode it.
Keep problems.
Caleb?
I guess it's worth a try. It would be nice to get rid of this without having to fight it.
Then baby burn. I'm really, really, really going to regret this.
Probably. I'm seeing the possibility it does nothing but him.
Tuco, as the party debates burning down the house, with your looting interrupted, you turn your attention back to the journal you had been reading. And you realize that this appears to be the account of the man who lay dead. He gives his name as Chicane Struth the First.
All right.
According to his account, he came from his homeland of the Struth Sultanate to bring glory and honor to his family by hunting this great beast. Legends, spoken of in whispers, spoke of an ancient beast that lie in the long-abandoned settlement of DeBadra Farms. In his account, this man names it the Ink Agony. He traveled far, taking a ship through the Weissensardum, narrowly dodging Tebadran bandits, and made his way into the Sprintwood, where this settlement lay hidden. Navigating his way there on foot, he managed to find it. He searched every house, but found not a living soul. Just people laying in their beds, as if they had simply lied down and never got back up. He searched the settlement high and low for the agony until finally he saw it down a well. Seeing the creature's face looking up at him from the well, he lost his courage and ran. But as he ran, going even a few feet felt like miles. The winter hadn't come yet, but he wanted nothing more than to simply lay down and sleep. The account ends thusly. My courage has failed me, as has my body. I know not if the ink agony hunts me. If it is, perhaps it has already taken me. I feel it dragging me back with its many arms, back to that well, down into the darkness where it's sleeping. I can't get its eyes out of my head. It's like a seed had been planted, a garden of pain and listlessness, as if the very demons of sloth have risen from the underworld to take me. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. And Tuco, the last scrawled message, as if his hand had gone limp while writing it, is one final, I'm so tired.
Ugh.
Oof.
Yeah, Tuco kind of, a little shudder goes up his pelt as his fur stands on end. Before he closes the book. And, like, he makes, like, he sends a prayer to who, he's not certain, but just to anybody who's listening.
All right, Matt, I'm ready when you are. So Lucian is gonna step towards the house.
All right.
And she's gonna open up her little component pouch. And she takes out a little pepper and puts it in her mouth. Chews it for a good minute. And I'm going to cast Dragon's Breath, and I choose fire.
Okay. We'll come back to you. And, yeah,
I'm doing
Tuco,
it at 5th level, by the way.
noted. Tuco, since What's was asking, do you read the journal's contents out loud as everyone's figuring out what to do?
He wouldn't, but he would, like, pass the journal off to anybody, and from there they can just read it for themselves.
Alright, so yeah, What's if you're willing to just read through the journal real quick, you can easily pick up the information yourself.
Old bastard. It's wild to think he nearly got one of our own. As he kind of gestures with the head tossed to Caleb.
Lucian, as you start making your way into town, What's calls out to you as he's reading through the journal. Lucian, wait. It might not be in the house anymore.
She kind of
from the
points
account, it sounds like it's in the
her
well.
mouth as if, you know.
Does Caleb see a well?
Yeah, as I mentioned, there is a well on the outskirts of town.
Can Caleb go check the well?
Okay. Yeah, can we go check the well while I,
Well.
I'm casting this? Yeah.
Well, not while you're casting it,
That's a
but
good
you can
subject.
go check out the well.
You can just drop a bomb down the well.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm doing.
Hell
Okay,
yeah.
so you want to. Oh, so you're gonna cast the spell, approach said well, and just chuck a dragon's breath down it.
Yep.
Okay. Caleb, you and Lucian begin to approach the well. Zephyr, what's his Tuco? What are the three of you doing?
Tuco is going to slowly make his way to the well as well. And but he is gonna hang back just a tad. He wants to see what's gonna happen to the first few that approach.
Okay. Zephyr, anything from you? What's his is just keeping an eye on everything so that if anyone falls asleep, he notices.
Check out the well. Check. Several seconds.
Okay. Zephyr, you begin to make your way deeper into town as What's His keeps a watch from a distance. Tuco kind of slowly keeps pace, cautiously behind Lucian and Caleb. Lucian's already swallowing pepper and getting ready to cast Dragon's Breath down the well. Caleb just looking out of curiosity. Tuco, you're the closest. However, What's His, you see this as well, but you're a little bit of a distance away. Lucian, you're getting your spell ready. So Caleb, you just put your hands on the well and look in to see if you find anything. That's all you remember.
Oh no.
Tuco, you watch as Caleb's eyes roll into the back of his head as if a sudden drowsiness has overcome him, and he slumps asleep against the side of the well as Lucian prepares to cast Dragon's Breath over his head.
Oh no.
So is Lucian falling to sleep as well, or?
Oh,
No, she seems unaffected.
She's
Although whether that-
she's a
Yeah, either because she's an elf or because she hadn't looked down the well when Caleb had.
Yeah, so Tuco's definitely hanging back. Just sort of strafing close, like close around, like more or less he's prepared to fire like chuck some bombs and shit down there if he has to.
All right.
Can I? How far away are they?
I'll say they're about 30 feet from you.
Can I Misty step over there and move Caleb out of the way and try to wake him up?
Yeah, I'll allow that. Caleb.
So she doesn't hit him.
Very, very, very smart.
I have no idea what he said.
He's getting you out of the way. Caleb.
Yes.
You look down the well and you don't see anything. But when you turn your head back up, your party's gone. You're still in the village, but there's no snow, there's no bodies, and your party is nowhere to be seen. And looking in your hand, you don't know why, but in your hand you have a small bouquet of flowers. A collection of various ones from the Sprintwood. Pink, white, and dark brown.
I'm pretty sure Zephyr didn't say anything about the dream he had, right?
Nope.
Because Zephyr doesn't say anything.
Didn't seem necessary.
Didn't seem pertinent. Didn't seem too important.
Looking around, Caleb, you see the village is bustling. Well, as bustling as Tabadra Farms ever was. You see one of the greenhouses in the distance is open for anyone to enter. The rest of the homes are closed. However, there are people about in the street. Although if any of them notice you, they do not acknowledge you. Do you wish to do anything?
Caleb is just gonna see what happens.
Okay. A moment passes, 2, and eventually you see 2 figures exit from the red gate that encapsulates the central farmhouse. They seem familiar to you, although you can't quite put your finger on how. On one side, a small man appears to be of gnomish descent, if not simply full gnome himself, although he is rather on the tall side for a gnome. He has a rather dapper feathered bowler hat on, a fine white jacket, black gloves, boots, and twirls a silvery cane in his free hand. He talks gleefully with the much taller woman next to him, hand in hand. While she's rather on the short side, that seems to be mostly due to age. She's significantly shorter than you. A beautiful girl in a lacy white dress, dainty white gloves, and really the picture of a fine, noble girl. The only exceptions to that appearance being a pair of heterochromatic eyes. One a gleaming blue, the other a dark brown. And her hair, which is a swirling candy cane of colors. And shielding her and her lover from the sun, a dainty parasol. She says nothing. The man simply talks at her, but she smiles. And she gives him a almost playful bow, and both of them turn to look at you and smile. The next thing you recall is extreme heat narrowly missing your face. Caleb, you're shaken awake by what's-is, and you see smoke rising as Lucian literally spews molten fire down the well as you realize you're back in reality. Although that veil is getting thinner.
Well, there's
You're so
certainly
tired.
Almost
something
lost you
down
there.
there.
When the fire stops, can I look down the well?
Of course.
So after I do that, I need a dexterity saving throw. There's maybe down there.
Already done.
If not, I just roll damage. Okay. So I guess I'll roll and decide what the damage is if they save or not.
Go
Give
for
me
it.
a hot sec.
Lucian, as you reel back from spewing the flames, Tuco already preparing explosives, Zephyr making your way through town. Caleb, you're so tired. You have a level of exhaustion now.
21 fire
Smelling
damage.
salts get rid of exhaustion.
No, however, they do basically ensure you will not fall asleep against your will again once used, at least for the duration discussed.
Alright. I don't think I was able to add those to my inventory.
Yeah, no, it's fine. You noted how many of them you have, yes?
What if I was to say I didn't?
I would not be surprised, but I would be disappointed. If I recall correctly,
Did you
bought...
note it because you knew I was gonna probably forget to do so?
No, because I was hoping you would remember to note it down.
But you said you expected this.
I believe
I know
you had
exactly
10.
how many he got. He got 12. He got for 2 hours.
Okay.
Because that's all
While
he could afford.
so yes, you can take smelling salts if you wish.
Alright, so I have 12 doses.
Yes.
Alright, I'll use 1 dose. Just to try and make sure that doesn't happen again. And Kate's gonna say, alright, we got 2 hours to get this dealt with.
Tuco, you watch as Caleb, much like you had suggested yourself at one point while discussing this threat, Caleb uncorks a container of smelling salts and Caleb, you feel a shudder run through your body. You are no longer considered exhausted, and for the next 10 minutes, you cannot be put to sleep against your will.
Woohoo!
Yeah, and after that,
Yeah,
that's where
Tuco, give a little
Caleb
fist pump
says.
for that.
After that, that's where Caleb says, alright, we got 2 hours to finish this.
What's his?
Yeah, Tuco is preparing.
You first. You first.
Yeah, Tuco is preparing like his grenade launcher, and he wants to launch a frag grenade down there.
Tuco, as What's-His looks down the well, you just start loading up your grenade launcher and approaching. What's-His? You look over the side of the well, and you see initially nothing but darkness and the smell of burnt garbage from Lucian's fire. But after a moment, you see a gleaming pair of golden lights. You have a point of exhaustion, and when you look up, it's a little different for you. The rest of you, What's-His seems fine. Nothing happens to him. However, What's-His, you take that point of exhaustion, and the snow's gone. Your party is still there, but the snow and bodies are gone, and you see the village as it once was. As an elf, you may freely slide between the waking world and the dreamlands without fully leaving or entering either.
Yeah, there's definitely something down there. Anyone is not elf, so everyone except Lucy and me, stay away from the well unless you want to go to sleep.
Tuco, you gonna fire your grenade down the well?
Hey, so something weird happened with my phone, so I didn't hear any of whatever just happened.
What's-His looked down the well, saw a pair of golden lights, and when he looked around, none of you see him fall asleep, but from What's-His perspective, he can now see the dream world and the waking world.
Oh, interesting.
What?
Yeah, but you are still getting tired. What's-His? Your brain is starting to get a little bit worn. And I was basically, other than that, Tuco, I was just double checking that after, because What's-His didn't say. Basically, all he said was, "Hey, if you're not an elf, don't look in the well. There's something down there."
Yeah. So yeah, Tuco's just gonna like blindly aim it down there.
Tuco, making sure you don't look directly into the darkness, you load your grenade launcher, fire, and because you did not look, you do not take a point of exhaustion. You may take 1 grenade out of your inventory. All of you, Zephyr, you as well, can hear and feel the blast as the ground rumbles lightly, and you can see some stone on the well crack.
Oh, motherfucker, I just knocked every one of my fucking dice.
Zephyr. You pass through what in your dreams was this beautiful, bustling village is now a graveyard. You're making your way to the big house, is that correct? Are you going to stop and look at any of the other houses and barns, or are you just heading straight for the big one?
The big boy.
All right.
I believe it's told that it's there. Oh, I don't.
Does Zephyr trust anyone?
I will say, I mean, this full trust. I just trust Golden Knight by any level.
I wonder if Zephyr would trust Caleb with anything.
I mean, he's trusted you before to some extent.
Trust you more than he just doesn't trust Golden Knight. Now, class.
So with that said, Zephyr, you pass the red gate where all the green skin bodies are. Simply, your choice. You can climb the fence, step over the bodies, whatever. As you get closer, and in the ensuing silence from the blast, I'll say the rest of you can kind of pick this up too. This kind of distant Zephyr in the village proper, you can see that the door of the furthest right greenhouse is open, as it had been in your dream. However, with the village now abandoned, it is simply swaying in the wind, periodically slamming only to be blown back open. Rinse and repeat.
Well, his main focus is
Okay. Zephyr, you throw open the central farmhouse doors, which are thankfully not locked, although they may have been at one point, and you enter. Back at the well, as the dust settles from the blast, you don't hear anything or see anything that indicates anything has been disrupted or angered. It's a good sign, or bad, depending on who you ask. What's is, you're still tired and still able to see the dreams around you. You see the lovely couple strolling down the cobblestone road out a little bit distant from the central forest. Presumably off to do as lovers do.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Those of you at the well, what do you wish to do?
Now that Caleb is immune, can Caleb look down the well?
Caleb, still
Yeah, I would
twitching and ready.
To
Just-
as well.
Oh wait, did the grenade do anything?
Yeah, it went off, but you didn't hear any like roars or anything that indicated something got hurt by it, which is either a good sign because that means it's not down there anymore, or a bad sign because now you don't know where it is.
Uh-oh.
Caleb, still wired on smelling salts, and Lucian, more curious than sensible. You both look over the side. Caleb, you smell burnt garbage and gunpowder, but you don't see anything.
I
Lucian,
don't think it's down there. Maybe we should go and burn the house after all.
Lucian, as you look to confirm Caleb's statement, you see two gleaming lights. You take a point of exhaustion, and you can now see the dream world as what's his can. The village is green, inhabited, and bustling as it was meant to be.
I think that we should maybe check the house again.
Lucian could still see the eyes, but Caleb couldn't.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm
Does
gonna
she,
go check the
does she
house.
inform Tuco of this?
Yeah. She's like, I saw some glowing eyeballs. That's about it. If I look back down there, do I see him still?
Looking again!
Lucian, feeling curious, as you kind of give a vague explanation, not even detailing what you're seeing, just that you saw golden lights, you curiously look over the side of the well again, and nothing happens. You do not see the lights again. However, your environment does not change, nor does your growing state of exhaustion. You really, really want to sleep.
I don't think it's down there, Tuco.
Can Tuco slap her to wake her up?
I'm pretty sure the only way to deal with exhaustion is to sleep.
But
damn.
no, hang on, Tuco, do you want to do that?
If it doesn't do any good, then no.
I didn't say it wouldn't. That was Caleb
okay.
saying it. He's not the DM.
Oh,
Okay.
does it do something?
Not exhaustion. Half state. Take her out of the.
Tuco,
that's true.
Lucian is talking nonsense, and you can see her eyes beginning to get bloodshot. You slap her across the face. Lucian, you blink. You're still exhausted, but the vision of the living village fades. You're back in the waking world. Completely.
I rubbed my cheek.
Stay with me,
What
girlie.
was that for?
What do you mean? Do you want to spend the rest of your days with the creepy tentacle monster?
I mean, if it gets us to what we're supposed to be doing, sure. What the fuck? Why not?
He
We're
just
here to
kind of writes
break
you
his
off
heart.
his rambling as he just kind of shakes his head and like, is it so it's still down there?
I'm gonna fucking look.
She's gonna get a third point.
Fuck!
No, yeah, she's only on her first. She's only on her first.
She looked down there twice.
I know,
Well, yeah, but she didn't see anything the second time.
Like you.
Lucian,
But I have
You're
smelling
getting-
salts, so I can't be affected.
Lucian, you heave yourself back over the side of the well.
Oh my god!
You see a flash of gold. You are now on 2 points of exhaustion, and you can see the village as it once was.
Can Tuco slap her
Okay, I'll
again?
just like, what a...
This was it. Kid, you.
What the fuck
What happened?
is
Like,
this?
you're smarter than that. Come on.
Lucian, bam, Tuco, bam, what's this? The village fades, and you feel like you haven't slept in 2 days.
No more glancing
Stay
at girlie.
away
I just needed
from the
I
well.
just needed a verbal confirmation.
Jesus!
I like it because one slap would have done it, but because 2 of you said you're gonna do it, it just one was for practicality, one was for fun.
No, one is for practicality. The other was to
Oh god, I'm
slap
dying.
sticks into her.
God.
Lucian,
Okay.
I will say, as far as your body is concerned, you have not slept at all for 2 days. You, as a
Okay.
doctor, would know this. You are now prone to hallucinations, to paranoia,
Oh
and to
yeah.
hostility.
Oh
Oh,
yeah. Oh yeah.
no.
So, can I slap Gil back, or what's his back?
Sure. Bam! Wait, here, let me...
I imagine it more
fucking
hurts her
rat.
hand to do than it does him to feel it.
Yeah. No, she just
Because
like.
from what I remember, he's
fucking
built
do
like a
that.
brick shit house.
No, he is.
Yeah.
And Lucian's exhausted, so her attacks have disadvantage anyway.
Oh, it's not true. It's only ability checks.
This isn't
Oh, is
slap,
it?
Caleb.
It's third level that get attack with.
Ah, yes. Okay, I was off by 1. But yeah, no, she's tired and he's built like a brick house, so yes.
Don't you fucking do that.
I mean, up to.
You know what? Can I pick her up, put her over my shoulder, fireman style, and okay, let's go. No more well looking for you.
I'm
No more well
kicking-
gazing. You've had enough.
kicking and screaming. Put me down. Put me down.
Tuco just gives what's his a thumbs up before like thinking on how to keep the situation going. Your sacrifices are appreciated.
As long as she screams, we know she's awake.
You know
What's
what?
his-
You know what? You know what? What?
What do we know?
I'm going to.
Oh no.
I'm gonna cast.
If she,
I'm gonna cast Chill Touch on what's his to make him let me go.
okay, do I?
What a chilling touch.
Like,
He's gonna run back to the well to have a sliding fifth one.
Good dropper.
Okay, so what's this? What were you asking?
Want to see if you can see
Anytime
the touch and drop
she
her.
tries to cast magic, I'm going to drop her. So she hits the ground, disrupting her spell. Then I'm going to pick her back up.
Well, screw you. This is 120 feet anyway, so fuck you.
Oh God.
Roll to hit.
But is it verbal? Is
Oh God, no.
speaking for this to work?
Tuco's like,
doesn't fit
guys,
anyway.
come on.
He started it.
I don't give a fuck. I'll finish it.
I was
Come
like,
on, we
what's
got
this thing
bigger
even
things to
started?
do.
Nico started it.
God damn it.
Why is it always what's his fault?
Oh, look.
Picked her up.
He did go to the point where he started picking her up now.
I mean, she has a right to be upset. She's just
Oh, she's
very
struggling.
tired.
She's looked
Yeah,
at
you
the
know,
well
struggle.
3 times.
No, four times.
There was a reason. Jeez.
She looked 3 times, but only got affected.
Oh, right. Okay.
I mean, just because.
Either
there's
way,
reason-
Tuco is just like, okay, so clearly the eyes are still down there. Jeez Louise. We've
just
got to have a
don't
better plan of action.
Look under. Look. I will
Daft Punk.
put you down. But leave the well alone.
All right, Lucian, do you go through with your chill touch?
It doesn't hit anyway. It's a
Okay.
cantrip. It doesn't hit.
Lucian, your spell fizzles as you hit the ground, and I will say, what's is between getting slapped, Lucian screaming, and almost hitting you with a spell, you get startled out of your hypnagogic state.
Hey, it worked out after all. Count on them. Oh man. All right. So.
Classic.
Oh my god, I'm gonna start hallucinating. This is great.
Woo! All right.
I wonder what Lucian will hallucinate.
Let's find out.
Let's see. Wand of pyrotechnics.
What?
Hmm.
Check out the house. I'm gonna stomp off and go check out the house.
As Lucian starts stomping off, the 3 of you still with her, notice she's so tired at this point that her steps are getting kind of awkward. And between that and the snow trudging, she is moving at a tiny fraction of how fast she normally would, which is making her stomping off more amusing than anything.
Like, what? 15
Lucian, you are currently, if you're curious, moving at a rate of 5 feet in a turn.
Like it's 15
Man.
Wonderful.
and cut in half, so it's like
Just like, yeah.
Yeah, basically, like, for instance, Tuco, to put it into perspective as you watch her, she's so exhausted and the snow is slowing her down so much. She's moving literally a sixth of your speed.
Jeez.
Like, you
Tuco's
could
just
go-
watching after shaking his head. Crazy Sheila. Goes back to whatever. Goes back to checking for what he can do.
All right, so Lucian's heading towards the farmhouse. Zephyr, were you about to ask something?
I was just saying, except for just compared to everyone else, he's just going super fast. Cause...
Yeah, yeah, he's a fast boy. You made him good at escaping grapples, being fast, and pickpocketing.
My walking's 45 and back
Yeah. You got snowshoes. All right. Lucian's heading into town with where Zephyr is. What's his Caleb and Tuco? What are the three of you gonna do?
Can Tuco try and just explode the bricks so they like land on top of these golden things?
You can certainly try. Let me pull up stats for well. What are you gonna use to blow it up?
Oh wow.
Just more grenades.
Okay. Knock a grenade off your inventory. I'll say if you take a bit of time to set it up, you can do this easily enough. Alright, this will count as medium. Okay.
I'm at 3rd level right now, Matthew.
No, second level.
Okay.
Alright.
speed here.
Alright. Tuco, roll 5d6 for the grenade. See if you can blow this thing up cleanly.
Okay. Right. Let's see. Six, 4, and a 6. So 12 plus 4, 16.
Alright, and that's total from 5d6?
Yes. Oh, 5. 5. I didn't roll it 5 times. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. That's why I was double checking, because I was like, wait, you said 3. That doesn't sound right.
All right. Add another 4 and then add a 5.
Okay, yeah, you're good. All right, so we'll circle back to you in just a moment, but you've done your job. Caleb, what's his? Anything from the two of you? Lucian, what's his does offer you some help, seeing as you're incredibly slow right now.
She just mutters something about doing it herself.
I'm doing myself. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Because I've
Leave
been
me
how
alone.
tired Lucian is right now. It sucks.
Leave me alone. I can do it. I'm a big girl.
All right, what's his? You just tromp
I-
ahead of Lucian at 3 times the speed to join Zephyr in the farmhouse. Caleb, anything from you? You're still wired, so as far as you know, you should still be immune.
Oh wait, is it down there? Is it not down there? I'm confused. I am very confused. Please tell me what's going on. He said he was wired.
I
so...
think it's in the house. Yeah. I assumed that was being in here. I'm still being in earshot.
Yeah, no, you've gotten like 10 feet away from him.
Yeah, I think it's in the house. I'm really entirely, completely sure.
And Caleb What's this just kind of cryptically responds, no, but something is there. Caleb, you watch as Tuco wires up a grenade. Tuco, you position it carefully, and there's a blast, and you rig it so that the bricks cave inward, forming a rock slide that perfectly tunnels down into the hole of the well. Some of the ground and dirt actually gives way as well, as this basically complete cave-in of the well happens. And Tuka, I'm going to assume, I don't want to be a dick about this, I'm going to assume you're still looking away?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you cannot see exactly what's been left in the wake of it, but you can tell by the sound that there absolutely was a cave-in. You achieved your desired result. Whether anything was hit by it or anything is down there at all, though, is still anyone's guess.
Hugo's kind of gritting his teeth, thinking about it, before just sighing and being like, maybe there's another way to get to it. And like kind of joins everybody else at the farmhouse.
All right, Caleb, you're the last one. You joining?
They're all going to the house.
Yeah, Tuco seems intent on finding another way down there.
He can check
will
from
go
there.
Caleb will
I
go.
imagine
Okay.
if Gil wants to pick up Lucian, she can barely fight him off by now.
What's his? Do you do so? We'll circle back. Tuco, Caleb, Lucian, what's his? You all begin the trek through the town, through the graveyard of a town, to join Zephyr at the barn. You all see the same thing that Zephyr had seen on the way in. The greenhouse is open, its door swinging on its hinges, and other than bodies piled all around, the village is completely abandoned, covered in snow. And as you see Lucian is falling behind the group majorly, you turn back and lift the tired and weakly struggling elf over your shoulder and start trekking to catch up with the others.
She just like tiredly bats at him. No, I can do it. I can do it.
You just can't win.
Nope. Just tiredly patting at him. I don't imagine it, but it does.
Zephyr, as you open the creaking door of the farmhouse, a little bit ahead of the group, so you see this first, but the rest of you will see this as soon as you arrive. You find yourself in a very familiar environment from your earliest dream. A large foyer. On the right, a staircase going up. On the left, a library surrounding a reading nook built next to a fireplace. And a door past said chair. You don't know where that leads. And the chair has its back turned to you, but you already suspect you know what's in it.
Oh.
So, Zephyr to look back at the party. How far away are they? How long does?
Given that there was a lot of delays on their end, and I'll say as you kind of look around, you see there, I'll say like by the time you get there and are opening up the door and all that, they're starting to make their way through the village towards you, but everyone's having to trudge through snow and everyone's getting more and more tired by the moment, so you suspect you have a couple minutes.
Seeing this, I'm then going to go back and make sure I'm inside, and I would like Zephyr going through the eyes. That's the
Zephyr, you cast Detect Magic. You see, sitting in the chair is a humanoid outline that gives off enchantment magic. But with the range of your Detect Magic, you do not immediately detect anything else. However, your detect magic is active, and I will bear that in mind.
Oh. I'm gonna shoot.
As the rest of you trudge through this down the path through the snow and get up into the farmhouse, you see Zephyr is already there. And out of curiosity, Zephyr, what are you shooting it with, just for flavor?
But also, before they got there, off my tech magic and wipe away the black blood.
Okay. Zephyr, you wipe your eyes clean of Ichor, pull out a crossbow, and is that all you wanted to do before the party arrived? Okay. As everyone catches up, you all see Zephyr with a dark expression pull out his crossbow and shoot at something in a chair with its back to you. You can't see what's in it, but you hear a meaty thunk as it hits something fleshy.
Uh-oh.
What did you find, Zephyr?
What did you shoot?
I don't know.
Then why the fuck did you do that?
I'm guessing he has a hunch.
Tuco looking and What's looking curiously. You see that the body Zephyr had shot is a figure that, at least at a glance, none of you recognize. You see, he appears to be human, otherwise unremarkable, but appearance-wise, you see that he has a head of ginger hair, wearing a very simple white shirt with green overalls and very worn leather boots. He has a journal in his lap, and his head is staring listlessly at the fire. This body is long dead.
Put me down. I can check and see stuff.
You do as Lucian asks and set the necromancer down.
I'll trudge my way over there and do my thing.
Your necromantic thing.
No, I'm gonna other than Zephyr's arrow, can I tell if it's kind of like the same situation?
Roll medicine with advantage. Oh yeah, true. So roll medicine flat.
Oh, I got a natural 19, so 27.
Lucian, this body's been dead for quite a while. However, it's odd. It's well preserved. The hair hasn't lost its luster.
No.
However, the lack of rot actually helps you. The sunken in eyes, you pull back an eyelid and see bloodshot green. He went to sleep, and he didn't wake back up.
I'm gonna take the journal and thumb through it.
Tuco, as Lucian begins to curiously thumb through the journal of the old man, you begin to hear something, all of you. Tuco with very sensitive ears, Zephyr having a very high passive, the two of you hear it first.
This is pretty high too.
I think mine's higher.
What do we hear?
You hear this choir, this low singing voice. It's muffled, like coming through water, or perhaps some sort of bubbling liquid. But it's unmistakably a song. A lullaby. All of your eyes begin to
Does it
droop.
And I was gonna have to say, yeah, can Tuco cut up some rope and just try and like stuff that in his ears?
Yeah, I'll allow that.
Yeah.
And Caleb, you notice everyone starting to get drowsy. Your smelling salts are about to wear off, but if you take another hit, you can get through this.
Alright, Caleb's gonna have to take another hit. So I'm down
Okay.
to 10 doses.
And Tuco, I'll say you should have, I believe, 50 feet of rope in your inventory.
Yeah.
I'll say basically you take. Yeah, I'll say like 5 feet would be more than enough. You quickly start chopping up rope and stuffing them in your ears to muffle the sound. Caleb, you uncork and as you feel that energy rush to go through you again, immunizing you to whatever this is. As Lucian, your vision begins to distort and change. And Zephyr goes side to side. Zephyr, do you have anything to immunize yourself to sleep?
I mean,
I'd like to
Tuco?
pass him
Uh,
a potion of awakening.
as you feel drowsiness beginning to overtake you, you slowly limp over to Zephyr and hold out a potion of awakening. Zephyr, do you take it?
okay.
Zephyr, corking and throwing it back. Similar to Caleb, you get like a rush of energy, and all of you manage to stay awake through the blast. However, Lucian and you take an additional point of exhaustion as you
Oh,
both
boy.
re-enter the Dreamlands.
Oh,
Good.
Lucian is not having a good day.
You can take 6 before you immediately die.
Ugh.
On the 6th.
And I'm on
Okay.
3.
She's either gonna need to leave or
Big
we're gonna
close.
finish this quickly.
Third?
Yeah, Tuco's about to suggest that she just like stay back.
Guys. Guys,
Maybe like
guys,
step
guys,
outside of the
guys.
village. We left the cart
Guys,
outside
I
the
got
village.
this.
You guys
I'm
never
gonna
specified you
pull
brought the cart
out-
with you, so
I'm
I'll
gonna
assume
pull
so.
out my coffee.
Right? So I
really,
assume, like, the cart would
I'm
be
gonna
like a safe place
pull
to
out
sleep.
that nasty ass.
Okay,
Got
those
a
are-
nasty ass
go back to the
coffee.
cart and rest. Get this exhaustion.
I think that you are a cutie pie, and she poops his nose.
Well,
To Caleb.
Caleb.
Oh yes, but that's beside the point.
Tuco, you see Lucian's eyes are bloodshot and sinking into her face rapidly. Her hair is already beginning to whiten at the inner roots.
You need to stay back, Lucian.
No, I got to do the healing.
You're not going to be able to heal if you're down for the count.
But I can't heal if I'm not here.
I can
help
heal.
heal.
Hell, I
do
can
the
bring
healing.
someone back from the brink of death. I can do this. You
How
need to
about
stay back. Rest.
this? Let's figure out where this beast is, and then we'll go back out, we'll rest, and come back with more information.
Lucian? Both of you are still halfway in the Dreamlands. You hear a voice. It's lost its garbled texture. It's clear, crystalline, and beautiful. Sleep. Rest in your beds. I will protect you. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Yeah, Lucian said that something.
I got to go.
Yeah, hope you had fun.
See y'all later. Yep.
All right, good.
I knew that was coming.
I mean, it had to happen at some point.
I know.
Hey, that's what next week is for. Speaking of, check out our website at officiald5hub.info. Down for maintenance at the moment, but soon to be resurrected from the grave like a filthy necromancer who's definitely not a necromancer. Nope, no, sir. Check out our link in chat to join our official D5 Discord server if you want to hang out with us directly.
Necromancer.
Support our episodes posted on Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Google Podcasts, and the iHeart Podcast Network, wherever you happen to get them from. For our audio listeners, catch us live on Tuesdays at 7 o'clock Central Daylight Time on twitch.tv/OddTornadoProductions. Check out Odd Tornado Productions official on Tumblr to find links to our other works, including our sleepy, or rather very unsleepy Rogues Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Killer5. That is 5 with a PH. Do not get it wrong. If you enjoy what we do, please support us on Patreon. That link to be posted as well. On Ko-fi at kofi.com/OddTornadoProductions. And follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/TornadoOdd, TNO capitalized. And if you want to see more of this party, plus or minus a few, tune in Mondays at 7 o'clock Central Daylight Time for our Monday game, Under Locks and Keys, featuring a party of globe-trotting treasure hunters trying to assemble the artifacts of the gods ahead of a group of technology-worshipping cultists. We are just beginning the 5th chapter of that storyline, Blood in the Water, where a mysterious ally of the Twin Mind has been stranded on an island across the world and needs the party's rescue from the island of Suicide Hollow. Thanks everyone at the table so much for playing. Thanks everyone at home so much for watching. And we'll see you all next week.
Yay!